this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. The crypto market has taken a bit of a hit today. This, of course, includes XRP, which is just moving in tandem with the rest of the crypto market. And XRP has dropped below $3 at this point. It's sitting at $2.91. But analysts say that this is just a temporary detour. And it was always possible, of course, that XRP would get down to this level. And, of course, the fact that we're here doesn't mean we won't ultimately reverse and ultimately hit a new all-time high for XRP and enter price discovery. In fact, I'm going to highlight a number of perspectives from chart analysts in this latest Moon Lambo Hot to Jam, but I will show you that the sentiment from the typical lemming retail investors out there is the same right now as it was last cycle before things just absolutely took off. The typical people out there, and it's easy to get into that groupthink if you keep seeing it on social media, but that typical groupthink, it's almost always wrong. Those people get wrong-footed all the damn time. They are indicators in and of themselves. They just don't know it. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 1:48 p.m. Central Time, Saturday, February 1st, 2025. As I stated, XRP at $2.91, Bitcoin at $101,598. And look, crypto price action happens quick. By the time you're watching this, the whole market could be a bit lower, could be a little bit higher. I don't pretend to know, but I insist that if history is to rhyme, this won't matter in the end. And so let's highlight some stuff. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom, and he's talking about the NASDAQ 100, which I always find interesting because it's a tech-heavy index. And as a result, not surprisingly, the crypto asset class tracks it pretty damn closely. So anyway, here's what he said about NASDAQ 100. Every attempt bears had over the last month failed. This tells me all-time high is loading. Structure doesn't look bearish in my opinion. And that would tell me Bitcoin goes along with it considering the correlation over the last 6 weeks. Yeah, and so I will also note, we just had last month, January, the highest close for XRP in history at $3.03. We just had the highest close for Bitcoin in history, over $100,000. This is stuff that has never happened before. So the fact that in the short term during a bull market we go down a little bit should not be intimidating. I know it is for the typical investor out there. It shouldn't be. If you just use logic, reason, and look at data, you can kind of figure this stuff out. Here's another post from Dom. Bitcoin. The monthly candle that closed today invalidated the prior topping pattern since 2017. And I'll note he posted this last night after the technical close. He said, all prior patterns show the top being in the first or second monthly candle. This time, the third candle closed higher and has the all-time high within it. It looks to me that sellers failed to sustain the attempted reversal in December, potentially leading to renewed momentum. Here's a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. They told us there won't be any alt season in first quarter 2021, and yet the final outcome was massive. We might not see the kind of 2021, but we sure as hell are going to see one. Masses are always wrong, and don't allow the market to shake your emotions. So that's right. Several years ago in 2021, the same crap that people were saying is the same stuff people are saying right now. It's about 4 years later. And so look at some of these examples from somebody named Toxic Cash, January 2nd, 2021. No alt season this time, so dump the garbage while you still can. Now, of course, famous last words there because, as you know, the market was just on fire in the months after that. Absolutely on fire. But you had to go through more than a day, more than a week. I'd have to go look at a chart to see exactly how long it was before things really started notably picking up on the whole. But that's just a ridiculous take right there. Somebody else on December 27th, 2020. These are such bad takes. There is no alt season. Yeah, except for there was an alt season. There was last cycle. Here's one, January 4th, 2021. Somebody wrote, dead cat bounce for alts. Alt's gonna die, and there will be no alt seasons. Does this sound familiar, folks? Because this is what people are saying right now. History rhymes with itself. Here's another guy, January 2nd, 2021. It seems that there will be no alt season this year, only Bitcoin season. Here's somebody named Moon Crash Repeat on January 2nd, 2021. Bitcoin has doubled in price with no alt season. Maybe alt season is a myth? Look at this. Here's another one. Strategic move, and I agree. No alt season. That's January 2nd, 2021. Here's January 3rd, 2021. Somebody named Alan wrote, I don't think we're getting an alt season. I don't really consider ETH an alt or any of the protocols you can build on. The money is institutions. They're not going to Uniswap, and most markets don't have the liquidity. Isn't that the type of crap that you could just copy and paste in 2025 and there you go? Like, because yes, the answer is yes. And then somebody wrote something, but that's now been deleted, and he wrote, so it must have been something effective, yes, it's going to happen. And he wrote, no, it isn't, sorry. The last alt season had everything pumping, every crazy coin. The only thing pumping right now are top tier coins. Human mindset still needs money to put in. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. First of all, it wasn't the middle of that pandemic. But setting that aside, disastrously wrong. Obviously, you know what happened. Somebody else here wrote on January 3rd, 2021, what if I told you there is no alt season, only seasonal alts? It's just a bunch. Anyway, the reason I'm highlighting this on a day like this, it's because price went down. It's going to scare some people. I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter. The people that hold and just wait a sufficient amount of time, the market rewards them. Doesn't mean that there's no risk, and you could pick the wrong coins. Bad stuff could happen. There could be rug pulls. There could be a hole in the code, and everything just disastrously falls apart. Somebody could steal from you. Like, there are things that can go wrong. I understand that. But if you're just looking at the asset class, the crypto asset class on the whole, for over 16 years now, the people that have held, they've done well. So if you have broad exposure and you just hold for the sufficient amount of time, then you're fine. You just don't know for sure exactly what that's going to be, but so what? Here's another post from Mikey Bull Crypto. He says, I'm confident that this February will be great for ETH, and it's showing strength already in this current dump. And this is from this morning. He says, what is good for Ethereum is great for alts. And that's certainly true. I've been talking about that a lot for much of the last week. As soon as ETH takes off, just wait, because the whole market's going to go with it. And I say that because that's historically what has happened. So again, if history is to rhyme, so you can say, okay, you don't technically know. Yeah, that's right. I don't know the future. But in terms of probability, is that reasonable to consider? It would be likely? Yes, of course. Here's Charting Guy. He says, Bitcoin dominance has already topped. And folks, that's a great sign, because if Bitcoin is indeed going to go down, you know what goes up? It would be the altcoins. He says, alt season began months ago, and the best part is about to happen any week now. Study cycles if you disagree. It always starts slow and with high caps. Then, all at once, very fast, to the end, the bull run. That's exactly right. That is how it always happens. And the humans always respond the way they're responding right now. People are peopling. They're wrong. They're disastrously wrong. Here's a post from Dr. Magic, market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart on your screen. He says, Bitcoin dominance RSI has officially broken down. ETH has only had one February negative in its history, and that was in 2018. Put your big boy pants on and come over to the bull camp. Here's Chart Analyst Mustache, hashtag Bitcoin. Highest monthly close candle ever for Bitcoin. Honest question, does the chart look bearish to you? Beginning of the month, they're trying to unsettle you to pump altcoins later in February, in my opinion. Okay, and I will not be surprised if that comes to pass, because that's the type of thing that always happens in crypto. I've been watching this in a front row seat for a very long time. But look at this cycle, 2024, look where we are. Does it look similar to 2017? That's the point he's making, the answer is yes. And then the chart analysts that have called for XRP to have the breakout that it had, they're not doubting it goes higher. Here's chart analyst Bob Ye, he's one of the many that did call it. He said, those who stacked below XRP below 30 cents will make out like bandits. Well, we already kind of have, although many of us haven't sold yet. But I still think it's true for those that have bought higher than that, even above $1, above $2. Even the people that have bought around $3, I won't be surprised if by the end of the cycle, we see that XRP peaked way higher than that, even that level. So I don't make price predictions. That's just not my jam, because I'm not a chart guy myself. It would just be disingenuous. But in terms of having suspicions about what might occur, well, yeah, I have those, just like everybody else does. And it's based on data that I see, historic precedent, and how cryptocurrencies have been able to perform from various levels, especially when you're talking about one with such strong fundamentals as is the case for XRP. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael, another guy that called the XRP bull run correctly. He said, ETH couldn't even sustain the breakout for one day. XRP flipping ETH in February seems inevitable at this point. So I won't be surprised if that happens this cycle. We'll see if he's right about it potentially happening in February. But yeah, XRP taking that number 2 spot back won't surprise me in the least. maybe sooner than later. So on a day like this where it feels scary, fine, it feels scary to you, but doesn't change anything. Here's another one from Crypto Michael. XRP next leg up should start next week. Prepare for record-breaking levels of FOMO. Well, we'll see if the timing's right on that, but the general idea of up, yeah. I just wanted to highlight it anyway, though, because even if he's wrong about the timing, there's a reason that analysts like this have the confidence that they do. Even chart analyst Don Alt shared this with his 640,000 followers on X. And this guy irrationally despises XRP, but he's being honest and he does believe it goes much higher. So he shared this XRP price chart and he said, still the best looking chart in crypto. The only thing to look out for is a loss of the range it's currently in, which is in green. You'll have to look at the screen if you want to see what he's talking about there. And a subsequent reentry into the range below it. That'd be the first bearish sign it has had since 60 cents. Unless that happens, it's stupid bullish though. Okay, and I'll just say this, even if there's a brief detour, we're still not done. I think there's about zero chance just about that, XRP consolidated for almost 7 years, only to barely get above its all-time high very briefly, and then that was it. I find that very hard to believe, because we haven't even had the blow-off top yet for this market cycle. It just doesn't track. That doesn't make sense. And even this guy, who says ultimately, by the way, if you look at this follow-up post, because he was asked, do you think it will go back to 30 to 50 cents ever again? And he says, on its way to zero? Yes. During this bull market, no. So at least he's intellectually honest enough to say, no, it's not going to hit that. It's going up higher this cycle. So, okay. But he actually thinks it goes to zero. And that's because he has this warped worldview about how things should work and what that means for the crypto asset class. And he just doesn't get it. He has fundamental, just terribly flawed ideas about how the crypto space should unfold and will unfold. He's just disastrously flawed. But at least he admits that as far as the charts go, its number go up. Here's chart analyst E-Greg Crypto. He says, XRP daily analysis and 21 EMA. XRP is currently retesting the 21 EMA, and the lower boundary of the triangle is around $2.93. It could go lower, but it likely won't drop below $2.83, the purple ascending trend line on your screen there. He says, breakout scenarios of symmetrical triangle would be upside $4, downside target $2.40. Upside breakout 50% chance, and it's also a 50% chance that the breakout would be to the downside. So it's like flip a coin. It's just not sufficiently clear, and I say fair enough to that. So he is warning that you could see in the short term a number go down a little bit. That doesn't mean anything's over. These coins do not go up in a straight line, and people have a real hard time with that. Welcome to crypto, though. That's just what it is. Those that can handle it, and if we pick the right coins and you make it through and you can handle your emotions, then you get the jackpot. If not, you don't. That's just how it works. That's welcome to crypto, man. Like that's it. So the fact that we're a little bit lower, not exactly terrifying to me. It does not mean the party's over. Chart analyst Crypto Tony was also thinking that we could see this move to the downside. He shared this post yesterday, XRP USD update. Waiting now for that cool off. XRP has been kind to us this month, and you can see that it looks like he's talking about it getting closer to somewhere between $2.50 to $2.60. So there are some analysts that are calling for stuff like that. There's also Alessio Rastani. Now, he was the only analyst I could find who who doesn't have XRP derangement syndrome, who last summer said that he did not believe XRP was going to go up. He was disastrously wrong, of course. Nothing against him. I think he's actually a good chart analyst, but he did not nail this. He was disastrously wrong on this. He thought XRP wasn't going to do well. He gave his technical analysis reasons, but he's the only non-troll person that I could find that had been around for more than 5 seconds who said that was going to happen. So I highlighted it on my channel at the time, and he's just been wrong about it. Now he put out a video, and he's still warning stuff. Okay, and that's fine. And in the short term, maybe he's right. He says, what did he say? I watched this. He published this video this morning. He said that, if we do have a pullback to about to a key support level he cited of $2.65, and he says if that breaks, then there's going to be a quick drop to $1.96. That's like a key takeaway from his video. He went on for like 11 minutes. If you want to check it out, go check it out. He doesn't hate XRP. He believes what he's saying, but man, he's just been wrong. He has just been wrong about XRP. So we'll see here. But anyway, still, I'm not afraid to highlight the negative sounding opinions out there. If he's right, then all credit where it's due. But he's been wrong so far for everything that matters for this cycle. So I don't know. But look, I'm just saying, even if there's a pullback, it doesn't make logical sense that that this thing would just that's the thing that I kind of harped on this last summer about. Like, for me, coming from me as a non-technical analyst guy, and look, I highlighted all the perspectives from the XRP chart guys. They ended up being correct. Yes, XRP broke out. So now that question's settled. But even as somebody like me who doesn't get into technical analysis, I firmly believe that if something has strong fundamentals, regardless of the volatility, which can go on for years and years and years, it's not going to go to zero. And if the fundamentals keep getting stronger, the market eventually recognizes that. So that's why going from that perspective and recognizing XRP now as legal clarity, and it's been artificially suppressed for almost a decade, of course it was going to go up. And that was my argument last year. And so it's come to pass. That was obviously the right take. And so it doesn't seem to me like it's likely to be done at this point. That would just be kind of ridiculous. But I mean, at least the question's over as to whether or not XRP would hit a new all-time high this cycle. It happened. But waiting to see the face melt price discovery part, that's what I'm most interested in. But already we've been proven right. Like the vindication's already there. So you'll love to see it. So all that to say, nothing to be afraid of in the short term. This is only going to get better in all likelihood. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.